After 8 weeks, the strike-shortened 1982 NFL season started up again with one of pro football's oldest rivalries. The undefeated Detroit Lions took a quick 14-3 lead and threatened to chase the winless Chicago Bears out of Soldier Field. And chase the Lions did. The Bears unexpectedly shifted into an offensive gear that had been stripped for several seasons. Rookie quarterback Jim McMahon brought the Bears back with 2 touchdown passes, one coming on a spectacular catch by Ken Marjoram, number 82. With only 17 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, the game was stalemated at 17-all. In these instances, the end result often comes on a pass and a prayer. Jim McMahon's 44-yard prayer of a pass was dramatically answered by Emery Moorhead at the 1-yard line. Moorhead's heavenly catch set up John Rivetto's 18-yard field goal that clinched a 20-17 victory with 5 seconds remaining. While it takes very little these days to excite the Chicago Bears, it takes a lot to excite Tom Landry. In his 22 years as the Cowboys head coach, Landry has enjoyed many thrilling moments. Unfortunately, the Tampa Bay game was not one of them. The usually flashy, finely tuned Dallas offense was as delicate as tinsel on a Christmas tree and shredded just as easily. The Buccaneer defense was ferocious and yielded as many yards in the entire game as the Cowboys usually roll up in a quarter. However, the Doomsday defense proved hard to crack in the clutch and allowed just 3 field goals. Quarterback Danny White, number 11, was rusty and erratic, but salvaged victory with the help of Drew Pearson, the Cowboys' all-time leading receiver. Touchdowns by Pearson and Robert Newhouse wrapped up a very untidy 14-9 Dallas victory. While a court of law would have charged the listless Cowboy offense with a misdemeanor, more serious charges were leveled in Buffalo. Holdout running back Joe Cribbs, number 20, was also a favorite candidate for the gallows. The Cribbs sentence was reprieved when his fumble at the Miami Dolphin goal line was converted into a touchdown by quarterback Joe Ferguson. Ferguson toppled off his lofty pedestal very quickly. Facing an alert and well-schooled Dolphin defense, the Bills quarterback completed but 12 of his 24 passes, and the Bills were intercepted 6 times. Unbeaten Miami translated these breaks into 3 field goals and nosed out the Bills 9-7. Nor the Bills' attacks were a 3-ring circus. The New York Giants imported some new offensive coordinators to spice up their attack for the visiting Washington Redskins. Without the threat of holdout running back Rob Carpenter, the Giants' attack revolves around quarterback Scott Brunner, number 12. Brunner fired the Giants to 2 second-half touchdowns, but it was not enough to overcome the hottest hand in pro football. Redskin quarterback Joe Theismann, the NFL's top-rated quarterback, has a 67% completion percentage and has not thrown an interception through 3 games. Theismann dazzled the Giants by hitting on 16 of 24 passes for 185 yards and 2 touchdowns. The second a pretty catch and run by Charlie Brown, number 87. The undefeated Redskins, the surprise team of 1982, triumphed over the winless Giants 27-17. Jets running back Freeman McNeil knows that Big Apple fans think they've seen everything. But last Sunday, New Yorkers were treated to a milestone. McNeil became the first Jet ever to gain 100 yards in 3 straight games. The victims were the struggling Baltimore Colts. McNeil gained 124 yards on the ground and also hauled in 1 of 2 touchdown passes from quarterback Richard Todd. But McNeil wasn't the only star of the day. Other players such as number 81, wide receiver Derek Gaffney, gave Gotham fans a reason or two why they should be glad the strike is over. The Colts were helpless to stop New York, yielding nearly 500 yards in offense. When Baltimore tried to blitz, Todd easily read it and beat the pressure with a touchdown pass to number 80, Lamb Jones. New York rolled past Baltimore 37-0 in a game that wasn't as close as the score indicated. At least the Kansas City Chiefs were able to get some points against the Saints down in New Orleans. Bill Kenny and wide receiver Henry Marshall teamed up for a second period tally, good for 44 yards. But the Chiefs would have to savor this touchdown because the Saints were very effective at keeping the Kansas City passing game in neutral. Right now, New Orleans is playing its best defense in franchise history. And last week they logged 6 quarterback sacks, including 2 by Saint newcomer Reggie Lewis, number 98. The pass rush played an important role in New Orleans' 27-17 victory, but so did the Saints' special teams. Reserve running back Wayne Wilson, number 30, made one drive very easy by gaining 75 yards on the kickoff. Although Wilson didn't quite make the end zone on the return, he did succeed during another special teams gem. Holder Guido Merkins turned a fake field goal attempt into a score, and this time Wayne Wilson got his touchdown. It looked as if victory would be at hand for the Los Angeles Rams when they raced to a 14-0 first period lead against the Atlanta Falcons. The big play was a 51-yard score from quarterback Burt Jones to rookie Ron Battle, number 81. The Rams were still looking for their first win of the year and seemed to be on the right track against the Falcons. But Los Angeles has had the annoying habit of letting early leads slip away. And this one began to unravel when Atlanta got a big punt return from a tiny former Houston Oiler named Billy White Shoes Johnson. After a year in Canada, Johnson, number 81, is obviously glad to be back in the NFL. His return sparked an Atlanta uprising, spearheaded by fullback William Andrews and his 119 rushing yards. Falcon quarterback Steve Bartkowski added another 200 yards in the air, including a scoring strike to favorite target Alfred Jenkins, number 84. It helped Atlanta beat the Rams 34-17. The Falcons hold a 2-1 record, while the winless Rams may soon be calling a detective agency to help them recover those early leads they seem to keep losing. For the entire first half of play, linebacker Tom Cousineau and the Cleveland defense did not allow the New England Patriots to cross the 50-yard line. Through 3 scoreless periods, the Browns did not fare much better. It wasn't until the final stanza that quarterback Brian Sipe began to see his way through a steady rain. Ricky Feature, number 83, sure-footed his way through the mud and posted the game's first points. Down 7-0, quarterback Matt Cavanaugh looked to energize the New England offense. Thus far, his futility rate ran high. He had completed just 2 of 10 passes on the day. Wide receiver Preston Brown, number 81, snatched a score out of the gloom to tie the game at 7. But on their next possession, the Patriots fumbled at their own 20-yard line. It gave the Browns a last-second chance to win. Matt Barr's 24-yard field goal attempt sailed true, and the Browns were winners 10-7. For Matt Barr, the cast-off from Pittsburgh, it was great to be back in Cleveland. In Philadelphia, the Eagles arrived with the NFL's #1 offense and were itching to regain their pre-layoff form. It didn't happen. They failed to score for 3 periods, while the Cincinnati Bengals looked for the sticky fingers of tight end Dan Ross, number 89. Dan Ross's score was the Bengals' only touchdown of the game. But with the help of 3 Jim Breach field goals and a safety ignited by freewheeling blitzer Reggie Williams, number 57, the Bengals notched their second win of the shortened season, 18-14. For 3 seasons in St. Louis, Coach Jim Hanifin has had a few glimmers of hope, but no long-term gratification from his Cardinal team. But one man he is very grateful for wears number 81. Number 81, Roy Green, used to be number 25. Last season, Green was the NFL's first two-way performer in over 20 years. He is now a full-time wide receiver. And his scoring pass from Neil Lomax helped the Cardinals build a 13-10 third-quarter lead over San Francisco. In his first few seasons, Green was a defensive back. The Cardinals may just want him back at that position as San Francisco quarterback Joe Montana convinced the men upstairs that the way to the St. Louis end zone was through their secondary. He was quite right. Beginning a 3-minute outburst in the second half, Montana connected with newcomer Ronaldo Nehemiah at number 83 for 55 yards. If Nehemiah can keep his feet after the catch, he may well become the long ball threat the 49ers bargained for. Joe Montana threw for 408 yards on the day, his best performance as a pro. If not for an occasional holding penalty, his numbers may have been even more impressive. Dwight Clark's apparent touchdown was called back, but that did not interrupt the 49ers' momentum as they picked up their championship pace of a year ago. Another new face in the 49ers pass-catching ensemble is tight end Russ Francis, number 81. His score put San Francisco on top 17-10. And as the St. Louis offense sputtered, the 49ers continued to roll. Dwight Clark eased through the Cardinals secondary 33 yards for another score. And Joe Montana scrambled through the Big Red pass rush for his third and final touchdown pass. 17 yards to fullback Earl Cooper, number 49. The 49ers earned their first win of the '82 season, 31-20. It was a score that would make any Redbird blue. You'd think teams featuring aging veterans like the Pittsburgh Steelers would be most susceptible to the mental and physical letdowns caused by the 8-week layoff. But don't let their wrinkles and thinning hair fool you for a minute. Against the Houston Oilers, 13-year veteran Terry Bradshaw showed there was plenty of life left in his creaky old arm. Before the strike, the Steeler quarterback was leading the NFL in passing, and Pittsburgh was 2-0. Now that the season has resumed, Bradshaw seems intent on keeping his team on top of the hill by proving he's not over it. A third-quarter touchdown pass to Benny Cunningham broke a 10-10 tie and put Pittsburgh ahead to stay. And like a young fastball pitcher trying to show off his arm, Bradshaw kept throwing strikes. A third scoring pass to number 86 Jim Smith capped a 24-10 Steeler win as Pittsburgh remained one of only 5 undefeated teams in the NFL. Mike McCormick was also undefeated as head coach of the Seahawks, but then again he hadn't won a game either. McCormick replaced Jack Patera during the strike, and last Sunday he made his debut in Denver. Mile High Stadium is a tough stage for an out-of-town act, and the Broncos tried to bring the curtain down on the Seahawks early. Rookie running back Gerald Wilhite's touchdown run gave Denver a 7-0 lead, and following the score, he responded to the crowd's chant for an encore. Unfortunately, Wilhite and the rest of the Denver offense was upstaged by the Seattle defense. Number 58, Bruce Schultz's 31-yard touchdown tied the game at 7-7. But the show wasn't officially closed until one of football's classiest passing acts answered a late fourth-quarter curtain call. Jim Zorn's touchdown pass to Steve Largent with only 49 seconds left beat Denver 17-10 and earned rave reviews for the Seahawks' new head coach. In Green Bay, it was an aging Lynn Dickey who proved the strike had not affected his newfound stage presence. Despite a couple of bad wheels, thanks to 12 injury-filled seasons, Dickey kept the undefeated Packers joyriding on one of the sleekest passing attacks in the NFL. Against the Vikings, Dickey racked up mileage through the air using fuel-efficient receivers like halfback Eddie Lee Ivory, number 40. Ivory's career, like Dickey's, has also been plagued by injuries. However, Eddie Lee has gotten off the line quickly this season and is currently ranked among the league's leading rushers. This 55-yard catch and carry set up Ivory's own touchdown when he alertly scooped up a deflected pass to give Green Bay a 13-7 lead. With the contest still very much in doubt after 2 quarters, the Packers literally stole the game away from the Vikings on the second half kickoff. Number 23, Maurice Harvey's heist helped earn Green Bay a 26-7 win as the Packers remained undefeated and obviously thrilled that after 8 long weeks, pro football is back.